Hey Fresh! This is just a video to let you know some of the terminology and slang that we use here at Queen's. It's definitely good to know what it sounds like as well as what it's spelled like, so when you're getting it in emails you know what you're looking for. And we use a lot of acronyms, so it's helpful when upper years start using them to know what they are ahead of time. So, the first one that you should probably know is the AMS, which stands for the Alma Mater Society, and that is the overarching group of people who govern the student body at Queen's. So that means the undergrads, the grads, so undergraduate students and graduate students, and just pretty much they're our overall student government. Next, we have ASUS, which is the Arts and Sciences Undergraduate Society, and they basically, you guys are all going to be a part of it because as Con Eds, you're also an arts or sciences student. And basically they're just a smaller student council, and they represent us at the AMS. Another thing that you might want to know and look out for are blue lights, which are all along campus, and it's a network of lights that you can use if you feel unsafe at any point when you're on campus. You can just hit a blue light and it will get you directly in contact with campus security, so it's good to know, and you can see 3 blue lights, I think, from every other one of the blue lights that there is on campus. So if someone's following you, you can hit one blue light and then run to the next, and campus security will be able to follow your path, which is always good. The next group you might want to know is CESA, the Concurrent Education Students Association. So that's our own student government just for the Con Eds, and this year they are a wonderful group of people, and you probably met them in the CESA video that we created for you guys. So if you haven't met them, you might want to watch it. It's a good thing to know, and they represent us at AMS as well. KYA is the next thing. It's what Queen's people, principal and other people usually sign their emails. It's a Scottish war cry, in case you're curious. And it's a part of the Oil Thigh, which is our school song. In case you haven't heard it, you will hear it a lot during Frosh Week and a lot throughout the rest of the year. It's sung at a lot of our sports games, specifically football. Whenever we score a touchdown, we always Oil Thigh. It's a good time. And if you haven't seen it before, feel free to search it up on YouTube because you'll definitely find a great version of it. It would be a lot better than me trying to sing you one now, so I'm not going to. But it's just a good thing to know. Most of the words are in Gaelic, and that is what KYA is in as well. It's spelled Chagail. You'll sound like a frosh if you say Chagail. It is KYA. Just something to watch out for. But yeah, that's another one to know. The Oil Thigh is half in Gaelic, so the words that you're saying, nobody really knows what they mean, and just try and pronounce them as best you can. If it's not totally right, that's okay. No one's gonna harp on you for it. Do your best and everyone will appreciate it. No one really says it right anyways. So then we have year songs. So for Con Ed, every year has their own year song. So and for you guys, the class of 18, I don't know what it's going to be. You'll have to wait and see during Frosh Week. Another term you might want to know is the Golden Gaels, which is the name of our varsity teams and athletes. So we'll cheer Go Gaels Go, and our website for anything to do with athletics is gogaelsgo.com, which is something you might want to know, especially if you're interested in looking at the gym schedules or anything like that. It's great to know where to look, so that's a good thing to know. And then Golden Words is a humorous newspaper that is created by the engineers that's distributed on Wednesday mornings all over campus. It's really funny. Some of the jokes are specifically engineering related, but it's pretty good. It's if you have an 8:30 and you're not sure you're going to make it through, pick up a copy of Golden Words, and it'll help you make it through because it's funny and keeps things interesting. The JDUC is the John Deutsch University Center, and it is one of the main centers of campus. It's right by Stauffer Library and Douglas Library. It's on the corners that's across from both of those. So it's a good place to know where it is. It's a central meeting spot for a lot of things, and there's a bunch of offices in the JDUC as well. Some people even live in the JDUC because it is a graduate resident. This past year, at least, it was an undergraduate residence because we had too many undergrad students. So if you're living in the JDUC, then you already know where it is. Then there is the Journal. The Journal is our campus newspaper, which is just put out by a group of people who are interested in writing the newspaper. So it's for all of Queens as opposed to just the Golden Words, which is made by specifically the engineers. Then we have the ARC, which is the Athletics and Recreation Center, which is specifically the gym. So the ARC is connected to the Queens Center, and the Queens Center is where all of the retail food outlets are, but everyone refers to the Queens Center as the ARC as well. Cogro, which is Common Ground Coffee House, which is on the second floor of the Queens Center, people refer to it as being in the ARC. So it's just a good thing to know that when people refer to the Queens Center, it is in the ARC, and gives you an idea of where that is. Tricolor is the Queen's colors, which are red, gold, and blue. And it also refers to a couple of places on campus. So there's Tricolor Outlet, which is a store in the JDUC where you can get a bunch of Queen's swag if you don't want to go to the bookstore. It's sometimes cheaper. It just gives you a bit of a different selection usually. And then there's also Tricolor Bus, which leaves from campus and goes to Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal, I believe, on the weekends. And it goes Friday and comes back on Sunday, and it's cheaper than trying to book a train ticket or going on Megabus, and it goes directly to campus, which is really convenient. And on long weekends, such as Thanksgiving or Reading Week, they do a lot more buses that go to more specific destinations as well. So you might want to watch for that when you're thinking of heading home. Then there is Lenny, which is Leonard Cafeteria, or just Leonard Hall Residence in general, and Ban, which is Ban-Ri Cafeteria or Ban-Ri Hall. We refer to West Campus as just West, so that can be referring to either Duncan MacArthur Hall or Jean Royce Hall Residences. So if you're talking about going to West or you live on West, if you live on West, you're in Jean Royce, and if you're going to West, usually you're talking about going to Duncan MacArthur for a class, specifically for Con Eds, because we all have our prof class out on West, but other than that, there aren't usually too many classes on West, and not a lot of people go to West unless they live on West. So they're missing out. When we talk about Vic, it's Victoria Hall Residence, and Lazy is the Lazy Scholar, which is a place you can go for snacks and meals that you can use meal equivalencies at, and flex dollars so that you don't have to eat in the caf if you don't want to, and it's located in the basement of Victoria Hall, or Vic. Gord Brock is Gordon and Brockington House Residences, which are connected, so when someone refers to I live in Gord Brock, they are talking about either Gord or Brock, but they're connected, so it's really one building. One end of the residence is Gord and the other end is Brock, so just a good thing to know. The University District is the area where all of the students, like upper year students, tend to live, and it's also referred to as the Student Village, so it's the area just off of campus that's close walking distance that everyone seems to live in, so it's a great place. You'll find all your upper years out there, and anyone who's a finer, so a first year who's not in residence, will probably live in the University District as well. Mac Quarry is a short form of saying Macintosh Quarry, which is a building in the middle of campus. There is some retail food places there, like Pita Pit and the Canadian Grilling Company, Pizza. It's a really great place to go study even. There's a bunch of empty classrooms, which is a great place for studying during exams because all of the classrooms are generally empty. And you can actually walk through Mac Quarry into Dunning Hall in the middle of the winter, if you want someone to show you how to do that. ask one of your teachers, we all know, and it's a lifesaver in the middle of the winter when it's freezing cold outside. The aisle C is Beamish Run Row building. It's where the tea room is located, and it's generally an engineering building. It's sort of their place where they can go book rooms and study. It's sort of another place for them to go instead of just going to the library. And they can do lab reports and that sort of stuff in groups there as well. The PEC is the Physical Education Center, and it's the old gym. It's where a lot of exams are written now, and sometimes there's meetings or other things going on there, but for the most part, it's just, like I found that this year I only really went there when we were writing exams, but it's a good place to know where there are. There's 3 gyms in the actual PEC, so you can find the gyms that you need for writing your exams when you get there. It's not too hard. There's always going to be someone pointing you in the right direction. CoGrow, as I mentioned before, is Common Ground Coffee House, which is on the 2nd floor of the Queen's Center, which is a great place for studying and getting snacks and meetings, just a great place to go if you don't know where else to go. And it's totally run by students, so students work there, and you might even see some of the teachers or teach exec working there at some point, so keep an eye out for us. BioSci stands for the Biosciences Complex, which is where a lot of labs and some of the bigger lectures take place because it has one of the biggest auditoriums on campus. West Campus has a bigger auditorium in Duncan MacArthur. It holds 750, but BioSci holds 450, which is the biggest on campus, I believe, and there's a lot of large first-year lectures such as Psych 100 and that sort of stuff that take place in BioSci. There's a Tim Hortons in BioSci as well, so if you're looking for that, and they take Tim cards and debit cards, which the ARC or the Queen's Center Tim's Hortons does not, which is a good thing to know. Overheard is the Queen's Facebook group where people go to post shenanigans of things that they've overheard or overseen on campus. So there's all sorts of different things going on, and it's sometimes pretty funny, so you might want to join the group and see what kind of things people hear. It's pretty interesting. And then there's Student Street, which is sort of a walkway between when you're on West, when you're in Duncan MacArthur Hall, there's a bunch of tables and chairs, which is a great place to study if you don't have anywhere else to go. But those are some really great places to sit, and it's right outside the auditorium, and it's just a nice long walkway, and it goes from Duncan MacArthur all the way to Jean Royce. So I believe that is all of the Queen's slang that you need to know before you get here, and if there's anything else that you don't know, don't be afraid to ask your teachers. We're more than happy to help, and yeah, let us know. Thanks guys, see you soon!